Module 1. Navigating the complex world of psychoactive drug use. The intricate relationship humans have with drugs is as old as time itself. Over centuries, our understanding of drug use, misuse, and dependence has evolved significantly. This module delves deep into the world of psychoactive drug use and attempts to simplify some complex notions associated with it. Let's begin with the 5 general principles of psychoactive drug use. First, consider Sharon's tale, an encapsulation of individual interaction with drugs. Sharon, an avid skier, found herself in agonizing pain following a severe skiing accident. Her doctor's prescription? Opioid medication, renowned for its potent pain-relieving properties. Yet, as her physical wounds began to mend, Sharon uncovered another facet of opioids, the euphoria they could offer. Despite her recovery, the allure of this euphoria kept her tethered to the drug, long after its medical purpose had expired. Sharon's journey sheds light on the first principle of psychoactive drug use. Drug properties matter. Drugs come with inherent potentials, both therapeutic and harmful. Opioids, for instance, serve as potent painkillers, but simultaneously pose significant dependence risks. The second principle underlines that every drug has multiple effects. Sharon's opioids could alleviate pain, deliver euphoria, or, in high doses, depress respiratory function. Each drug's gamut of effects can range from therapeutic benefits to potential harm, influenced by dosage, frequency, and individual factors. This leads us to the third principle, the understanding that a user's history and expectations influence drug effects. Sharon's initiation into opioids was medicinal, but someone else's could be recreational. These different starting points can profoundly influence the trajectory of drug interactions. Zooming out to societal influences, we come to the fourth principle, the impact of set and setting. While immediate environment and mental state are crucial, broader societal norms and cultural perspectives also shape drug experiences. In some societies, consuming certain substances is a rite of passage, while in others, it's taboo. Our fifth principle is philosophical yet practical. Drugs are neutral. Labeling them as good or bad is an oversimplification. Instead, it's the context, purpose, and manner of use that dictate their effects. Sharon's story exemplifies this, where a therapeutic substance took on a recreational role, culminating in misuse. Thinking of Sharon, it's evident that she started with a therapeutic use of opioids, but then transitioned to a non-therapeutic use, specifically for the euphoria. This transition is termed drug misuse. As we delve further into drug use, it's important to discuss the correlates and antecedents of drug use. Simply put, what are the risk factors that might push someone towards drug use, and what are the protective factors that might steer them away? Consider Helen and her sister Tina. Helen graduated from college, while Tina only completed high school. Statistical studies have shown that individuals with higher education levels, like Helen, are more likely to drink alcohol and much less likely to use tobacco compared to their lesser educated counterparts. This doesn't mean Helen will definitely drink more or that Tina will definitely smoke, but these are recognized correlates in the broader population. Now, let's talk toxicity. When you hear the word toxic, what comes to mind? Poisonous, harmful, lethal, right? But when discussing drugs, toxicity is categorized into acute and chronic, and further into physiological and behavioral. Acute toxicity refers to the harmful effects of taking a large dose of a drug in a short period, leading to symptoms like unconsciousness or even death. Chronic toxicity results from long-term use of a drug, leading to gradual harm, such as liver damage from prolonged excessive alcohol consumption. Now, physiological toxicity manifests as a physical harm to the body, like a heart attack from cocaine use. In contrast, behavioral toxicity relates to the potential harm of behavioral changes induced by a drug, such as aggressive behavior under the influence of certain stimulants. Understanding the distinction between substance abuse and substance dependence is crucial in the world of psychoactive drugs. Picture a seesaw. On one end, you have substance abuse, where individuals consume drugs in a way that harms them or others. On the opposite end, you have substance dependence, characterized by a physical or psychological need for the drug, often coupled with increased tolerance and withdrawal symptoms. Substance dependence is generally more severe than abuse. Looking back, it's fascinating to see how drug laws and perceptions have evolved. One of the most influential pieces of legislation is the 1914 Harrison Act. Its primary aim was to regulate and tax the production, importation, and distribution of opiates and coca products. However, its influence reached far beyond mere regulation. This act laid the foundation for future drug control policies, criminalizing many forms of opiate and coca product possession and distribution. Last but not least, let's touch upon how drug control efforts impact various aspects of our society. When governments take a hard stance against drugs, it invariably affects the federal budget, international relations, and the criminal justice system. Massive resources are poured into policing, judiciary processes, and incarceration, with billions being spent annually in the war on drugs. Internationally, relationships are strained as nations grapple with drug production and trafficking issues. The criminal justice system sees a spike in drug-related offenses, leading to overcrowded prisons and debates about drug criminalization versus decriminalization or even legalization. As we wrap up this module, consider the impact of the 1997 Food and Drug Administration (FDA) Modernization Act on the marketing of new drugs. One significant aspect of this act was the guidelines it set for annual post-marketing reporting by pharmaceutical companies regarding adverse reactions to medications. Such legislation ensures that companies remain accountable for the safety of their products even after they have received initial approval. By now, you should have a comprehensive understanding of various facets of psychoactive drug use. Whether discussing the principles of drug use, understanding toxicity, or pondering the historical and societal impacts of drug-related policies, it's clear that the relationship between humans and drugs is multifaceted and ever-evolving.